Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello, welcome and welcome back to all our viewers and listeners here on USA Global TV and Radio. And of course, if you are joining us from our E360 platform, welcome to you too, and welcome back if this is one of the installments that you have been tuning into more regularly. Now, we are on our Talking Head show today, and I'm Mariska Du Preez, and I will be your host for this show for today. And what we do on our Talking Head shows is we discuss some expert topics, and on mine, typically, it is all about leadership. So whether you are a new leader stepping into your leadership space, or you are a seasoned leader and you're stepping up in your leadership space, this might be relevant to you. And of course, if you are not a leader, also please stay tuned, because you never know. You are always a leader in your own life. So wherever you go, you have the response and the ability to lead. So we are still leaders, and we lead our own lives too. So this might be applicable for you, no matter where you are or what function you are filling at the moment. Now, having said all of that, what is it that we are going to be looking at today? Now, you might see our topics somewhere on your screen, and we are looking at 3 team building tips. Now, these tips can come as a bit of a surprise to you, or maybe not. Who knows? So what we will look at, and the reason why I thought about team building tips specifically for this episode, is one of the things that I Googled just the other day was what most leaders and managers typically struggle with. And in the top 5, we have a decreased performance level of our teams, being understaffed, so not having enough people, lack of communication in general inside the team and team going outside, then poor teamwork with our team members collectively, and pressure to perform. Now, as you might notice in these, a lot of it is really about how our team might be working together. And for us as leaders, this is really important. Now, whether you are building a brand new team because you have a new department, or whether you have an existing team that you are stepping into because you might be a new leader appointed in that new team, or you have a team that you have been working with for a while, these tips can work in all 3 of these different areas. And you can use it either to build your team, so having a new team established, or you can use it for team building. So helping your team to build their connections a little bit stronger as they go. So what's the 3 things that we want to look at? Well, we want to look at our intention first, then we are going to look at our purpose, and then lastly, we are looking at dynamics. So what do I mean by intention? If you have gone and watched a few of my other episodes in our Talking Heads space on YouTube, you might notice that intention is something that comes up quite regularly whenever I speak to us as leaders, because we need to be intentional about what we do. We want to create intentionally. We don't want to just throw the things and see what comes up. That is an approach that we can use, and we also want to be a little bit more intentional about what it is that we throw, if and when we are going to throw a few things, so that we can see what comes up. So intention, when we think about team, we want to think about, well, what is it that we would want this team to look like, feel like, sound like, be like? So when you think about your team, an easy way to do this is think about a human being. I know a team consists of multiple human beings, but for now, for the persona of the team, just think about one human being. And it doesn't need to be a specific person you have in your team. It needs to be what the team needs to be like. So when you think about your team as a human, what characteristics would that person have? Would it be a team that is very fast-paced? Might it be a team that thinks on their feet? Might it be a team that's very innovative? Might it be a team that collaborates with others? What qualities is it that you would like to have in your team that would be helpful for the team to fulfill their purpose? Now, that's why purpose is also in one of our 3 tips, is we want to make sure that we really know what the purpose is of our team. And for some teams, it might feel like their day-to-day, they understand what their purpose might be. And for others, it might be a little bit more vague. So we need to have some clarity around, why do we exist as a team? What's the purpose for us to be in existence? Why do we even get this bunch of people together to start off with? So when you think about your team, ways to gather this information around why you exist and what it is that you bring into the world as a team, we want to have a conversation with our stakeholders. Now, stakeholders or our environmental element of the place where we exist as a team impacts the reason for us to be. So when you think about the people you serve, right, we have people that we serve, that's quite obvious. So the departments that we might be working with, specific clientele that we might be working with, specific vendors that we might be working with, all of these would be part of our ecosystem partners. And they'll be in our stakeholder groups. So we want to think about the different groups that we have as stakeholders, and that's in our ecosystem. And go to each one of those groups and speak to them and ask them, what is it that you want from us as a team? What is it that you need from us as a team? Because what they want and what they need might not be necessarily the same thing. And really understand what it is that they see us as a team doing, right? So we want to do that with each and every one of them, because as we go through our different stakeholders, we will find that sometimes we have opposing things that pop up, or sometimes there might be things that shows up that we didn't even think about as something that they might need from us. It might also be that there's a lot of things that overlaps. So we start to see some patterns. So we want to, once we have all of this information, we want to see what's the things that's similar for most of them, and where's some outliers. So where's some things that maybe as a team, if we want to, we can grow into those spaces. So that is part of our purpose statement. So it's not a mission statement, because when you think about a mission, we are on a mission, right? Which means we are establishing what it is that we are there for. Whereas purpose is really what's the world and our environment asking of us to be. And it might be that the mission and what they are asking is not quite in alignment, or what they need, or what they think they might need. So we want to figure out what that is. And then once we have that, we want to go back to our team, the individuals in the team, and then work with that and see how does that align with where we are within our organization, with our own department, and what does that mean for the bigger organization, so that we have a very clear view as to what needs to happen and how that needs to happen and what's required for us as a team. Now, once we have that sorted out, we know what our purpose is, we know what we are here to do, we know what our intention is for our team, in the sense of we know what type of characteristics we want from our team. So it might be, because in different departments we might have different types of characteristics that would be more appropriate, and we also might have characteristics that we have seen we need to incorporate because of this purpose. So once we have those two things, what we also then want to see is what the dynamics are like. So the dynamics is our third place that we want to look at. And in our dynamics, this is not only the dynamics between us as team members, because we need to make sure that that actually works, and we are working from each other's strengths. So what does it mean to work from each other's strengths? Basically, if I am really good at, I'm going to choose something like filing. I'm not necessarily great at filing, but I'm in this team, I'm great at filing. And for me, it is some of my best work that I do. And somebody else might be good at coming up with creative ideas. Now, if you were my leader and you were to give me the task of coming up with creative ideas, I might come up with one or two, but it's not necessarily the thing that I'm good at. Whereas if you gave it to my team member, they'll be brilliant at coming up with new ideas, and we will have loads of new ideas on the table. Whereas if you gave me the filing work and sorting out things and making sure that everything is in their place, I can get that done. Whereas if you did give that to my team member, maybe we will have, well, a desk full of papers and not any clarity as to where to find anything. So we want to make sure that we play to each other's strengths. And this means as a leader, we need to understand what's our strengths and what's each team member's strength. We also need to understand as a team, what is it that we are good at? So what can we do as a team together? Because we have the strengths to do that. And where potentially do we have gaps? Because this goes back to our intention and our purpose. Understanding these dynamics helps us to understand what we can and cannot do. And it also helps us as the leader to understand where we need to focus as and when we are going to grow our team, or if anything were to change. Now, in one of our previous videos, I explained this in the sense of color. So if you think about your team members in terms of color, and each one is a different color, we might have a blue and a yellow and a red. And now all of a sudden we introduce an orange. Now, as a team, our collective color becomes different. And we might now add another orange, which means we have more strength in the warm orangey colors, or the warm color side, than we do in the cooler color side. Whereas if we added 2 more blues instead of oranges, we have more strength in our cooler color side. So depending on who we have in our team, it will change our intention potentially of the team, because the dynamics change of it, and we may or may not be able to fulfill the purpose that we have. This also is ever evolving. Because the team changes, it doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of our ecosystem changed. So if you were to think about your ecosystem as a pond, we have a pond, and it's a protected pond, and there's some frogs in it, and there's some bugs in it, and there's some butterflies, and there might be some dragonflies, and there's a crocodile, and there's a couple of fish. So that's our pond, right? So we have the crocodile, and the crocodile needs to eat something. Well, mostly it's going to eat the fish. But if there isn't any fish, it's most probably going to start to eat the frogs. Or the crocodile might die, and then the crocodile becomes fish food, literally. So depending on what we have in our ecosystem, and as that changes, so if you think about the world in general and how it's changing, right? We have AI coming in, and we have COVID upsetting everything. We have so many different things that can impact us as a team or as an organization. Our ecosystem is continuously evolving and changing. So as it is changing and evolving, we need to continuously have these conversations with the other partners that we have in our ecosystem, so our stakeholders, to make sure, are we still functioning in a way where it is helpful for them for whatever it is that they need to function in? And as a team, how do we then change that potentially so it might look different? And is that still in alignment with the intention that we have for our team? So if we want to build a very collaborative team, but typically in our environment, it is asking us to do very one-off pieces of work that might not need a lot of collaboration, well, then we might need to rethink our intention of our team. Although we can still work collaboratively together in one place. So understanding what our intention is of our team as a leader, especially when we are building new teams, or we're stepping into a place where we have a new team, or we might have had an acquisition where the team changed. It's helpful to start off with, what's the intention of this team? What do I want the team to feel like? If it was a human, what characteristics would it have? Then, what's the purpose? What do I need to find out from the people around me that's in my ecosystem that would help me to discover my purpose? And then what is the dynamic, not only within the team, so the colors, how we are working together, but also how that works outside. Because now that we know what the purpose is, we can start to see how that might interact with each other. And we might have a lot of, so going back to the colors, a lot of blue around us, but they actually they are looking for the opposing color. So they might be looking for an orange or a red. And we, although we need somebody in our team that can speak blue, we might not be the people that needs to be blue. We need to be more red or orange, or the opposite might be true. So understanding what is required in our environment helps us then to form our dynamic in a way where it's helpful, and we can play to our own strengths as well as the team's strengths. Because the more different pieces we can bring together, the better it is for all of us to actually get to do what we want to be doing. And of course, in all teams, we always have those odd ones out. So we might have a purple somewhere that doesn't quite feel like it fits, but we also want to make sure that we utilize the purple's strengths as and where it is required, because it is there for a reason. We have built it in. So with that is our 3 team building tips. Now, of course, if you have an existing team and you want to team build in that space, Yes, it's always fun to go and do some games and team building exercises. The main reason for that is so that we can understand how to do the dynamics better. So having clear communication, making sure that we can actually talk to each other, and if and when any conflict comes up, because that's typically where things fall over, to understand how to do that in a generative way. Because yes, I know for a lot of us, we think, I don't want conflict. And it is so difficult to have conflict with another human being. And yes, that is true. Plus, we can do it in a way where it actually has positive results. Because one of the big things that we tend to forget is if we have the conflict, right, it's going to happen in any case. So it's an X marking the spot. If we avoid it, we feel good for a very short period of time, but then the relationship just tanks. Whereas if we had the conflict and we took the step where we don't feel so good because now we have to have that conversation, we actually get it sorted out. And guess what? The relationship improves. So we want to make sure that we have that generative sort of tick mark for ourselves where we can make the difficult decision to have that difficult conversation in order to improve our relationship versus avoiding it or being angry or handling it in the wrong way, where we then break down the relationship. So having those generative conversations is part of our team dynamic. And we want to make sure that everybody in the team would be able to do that. Now, if you wonder about how to get that done and how to set it up so that you have a psychologically safe space in order to do that and can build on trust, you can also go into our YouTube channel and go and have a look. There's quite a few resources in there that you can look at and discover how to have these types of conversations in a generative way where you can actually walk out of the conversation and it built the relationship instead of breaking it. So with all of that said, we are at the end of this session for today, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing what it is that you come up with as we go along. And of course, if you want to get in touch with me or find more resources, you can do so via my website, which is journey2discover.com. Or alternatively, you can also find me on my email, which is Mariska, Mariska, at journey2discover.com, or on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, it's nice and easy. You can literally just go into the messages, send me a message, and we can start our conversation from there. And of course, being the leader that you are, I know that you will do a smashing job at helping your team to build in all the different ways that team building takes place. And I look forward to hearing from you how you set the intention for your teams. You started to look at the purpose of the team and worked on the dynamics so that you can have those very important conversations and build an even stronger team. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye for now.
In a noisy world, true connection begins with listening. Elevated listening transforms every conversation in just 5 simple steps. Pause and breathe. Set your intention. Listen with curiosity. Reflect back. Agree on one next step. Join the Listening Mentor on Let's Finally Talk with Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the Listening Mentor, where we help you find inner peace, one conversation at a time. Streaming every day, Let's Finally Talk TV show with Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, only here on USA, Global TV and Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channels to watch and engage with all our content.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? In a world quick to judge, one book dares to reveal the hidden cost of silence. Discover Holy but Harmful, The Silent Sin of Judgment, How Hidden Judgments Destroy Relationships and Damage Lives by Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. The Amazon #1 bestseller that's transforming the way we understand ourselves and the way we see others. Pick up the companion workbook to uncover your own hidden judgments and learn how to break free from them. Available now on Amazon and at fine bookstores worldwide.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Tracy Cram Perkins, a dementia caregiving survivor teaching how to balance care with peace of mind. #1 resource for dementia caregivers. It's the book Dementia Home Care, How to Prepare Before, During, and After. Over 17,000 copies sold of this must-have guide. And now a testimonial from Tracy Smith.
If I was to describe this book to someone who is going through a similar situation, I would underscore how important it is to have some sort of a tool or a guidebook to help you through certain stages. And there's so many, it's such an unknown topic to the average person. And to have this as a reference is essential. It's going to help you get through it personally, as well as help your loved one manage.
To learn more, go to tracycramperkins.com. Tracy Cram Perkins is an award-winning author. She's also the host of Dementia Home Care television show. Watch it here on USA Global TV and Radio. Nestled in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Horseshoe Farm has always been more than a destination. It's a living, breathing reflection of community, connection, and transformation. Once a humble family farmstead, it has evolved over the years to become a sanctuary for travelers, seekers, families, and friends alike. Originally reimagined by the Turchin family as an Airbnb property, the farm began its journey into hospitality with simple roots, welcoming guests to experience the beauty and peace of the sacred land. As word spread and the vision deepened, the property organically blossomed into a boutique resort rooted in the values of slow living, intentional experiences, and the magic of gathering. Today, the Horseshoe Farm is a 90-acre experiential retreat that merges hospitality, wellness, and culinary excellence. It is home to the Stable Spa, the Silo Cookhouse, distinctive lodging options, and a curated calendar of events that nourish mind, body, and spirit. Our guest experience is designed to be both grounding and expansive, where the comforts of luxury meet with the simplicity of nature. At its core, the Horseshoe Farm is about transformation of land, of self, and of community. We are proud of where we've come from. We are confident in who we are today and excited for the road ahead. Hello, I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, also known as the Listening Mentor and President and Founder of USA Global TV and Radio. I had the opportunity, the pleasure of attending a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm just recently. I was so impressed with all of the opportunities that were presented to me in this glorious setting, as well as the highest level of customer service, that I've decided to put together a retreat at the Horseshoe Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, United States of America, June 3rd through the 6th, 2026. You can expect to have a beautiful time of relaxation combined with learning, community, collaboration. Do consider joining me in this wonderful opportunity to reconnect with yourself, with others, and with nature. For more information, email me at drjacqueline@usaglobaltv.com.
Ever dreamed of hosting your own TV show, sharing your story with a global audience? Now's your chance to shine. At USA Global TV and Radio, we make it easy for you to create, host, and broadcast your very own TV show. Whether you're a storyteller, entrepreneur, or industry expert, we help you bring your vision to life. With our exclusive interview, live streaming, and podcasting training, you'll gain the skills and confidence to captivate your audience. Our global platform ensures your voice is heard worldwide. Join our community of creators who are already making an impact, one show at a time. Step into the spotlight. Host your own TV show on USA Global TV and Radio. Book your discovery call today at usaglobaltv.com. Copyright 2025 USA Global TV and Radio. All rights reserved. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit usaglobaltv.com.